So about 99.9% of the population are narcissists, okay? And this is why you can be a part of the 1%, okay? You're different, okay? You don't try to impress people by wearing a mask. You are your authentic self completely, all the time, 100%. Whether it's good or bad, whether it brings you bad misfortune, good misfortune, whatever it is. But you do not also have a problem with walking away, turning your back, removing yourself from situations, places, or things that do not serve you, okay? It's like you could have had people in your energy who was trying to get you to adapt to their ways for acceptance and approval. They all had that my way or the highway mentality. You could have suffered some sort of retaliation, bullying, what's the other word? Gang stalking, okay, energy. And this is all because you were yourself. They wanted you to change to make them comfortable, okay? And if you experience this in most places that you go to and you find yourself to be the oddball out, just remember you are a part of the 1%, okay? People who want you to change and be what they want you to be for them to feel more comfortable are narcissists. Now, you can have someone who say, okay, well, I may not understand this, but, you know, if it's for you, then it's for you. I don't have to do it, you know, but they will leave it as is. They won't make it become an issue, okay? You have people around you that make what you do an issue, okay, because they don't like it or because it makes them uncomfortable about who you choose to be, who you are authentically, where you are on your current path, and you may not be hiding it, okay? And because you're not hiding it, it shows them that you are not like them. So they have to team up and they have to isolate you and they have to create this crazy narrative. They have to create a narrative that you're not mature, or you are naive, or you are gullible or foolish, to try to bully you into being a fake ass person like them, okay? So that's why they have the 1%. You can be a 1%er. Top tier. Okay? Very special in your own way. Very authentic. Okay? You believe in your dreams. You follow your dreams. You don't switch up and you don't change based off of the environment. You are your true natural self. It's something about you going against the hierarchy, the conformity. Okay? Because you love yourself too much. You love yourself too much. You respect yourself way too much to have to compete where you don't compare. It's like these people try to put you in competitions where you never wanted to be in, to test your loyalty of yourself. This is what I was looking for. Okay. So these people are critical. They're critical against you because they don't understand why you just don't wear a mask. Why don't you just make life easier for yourself? Why you don't just make people comfortable around you? Why you have to be so difficult? Why you have to be so this, when they're the ones that are being judgmental. They're the ones that are being inflexible. They're the ones that are being rigid. They're the ones that are being narcissists. Look, the Tower and the Seven of Wands here. Oh, and the Justice is in between. Yeah, you stood your ground here. And because someone was trying to get you to split, you know, abandon yourself with this Tower in this energy. But it's like Spirit stepped in, your truth stepped in. You followed your true path here. Okay, you were very clear on this. Though it could have been very challenging, you are fully protected. You protected your own authenticity. You did not allow anybody to separate you from who you truly are, okay, to make them feel comfortable. Yeah, this is a bunch of narcissists. They will gang stalk you. They will team up against you. They will talk behind your back. They will spread rumors. They will call you crazy. They will say that you're disrupting the community, the connection. Well, yeah, maybe because you are trying to just be yourself. They're disrupting their own natural source by trying to get somebody else to change for them. You're not trying to get people to change. Okay? So I feel like you're finding some sort of balance, following your intuition, minding your own business, doing the things that make you happy, okay? Regardless of the acceptance or the approval or the views or the likes that you get, okay? You know who you truly are, okay? You are not a narc, okay? You are part of the 1%. You follow your own intuition. You are at your own authenticity. You are not blaming people or being in victim mentality because things don't go your way. You just move out the way. Yeah, you just move out the way. Wow. Wow. Some of you are deep thinkers. You're very wise. You like to self-reflect. You go inwards. You really focus on a lot of self-care. Your reflection here. Yeah. Many of you can find yourself in solitude, especially after some sort of disruption in an environment, in a connection, in a union, whatever. But it's never you separating from yourself. It's never you bending to conform to whatever the hierarchy says is correct. Be this way, be that way, be this way, be this way. No. We have the Ace of Cups here. You are someone who expresses their feelings deeply, on a deeper connection, on a deeper level here. It doesn't matter what type of relationships these are, but I feel like there will be new relationships coming in for you here, collective, that are going to cherish exactly who you are. You're not going to have somebody in your energy trying to disrupt the way that you are to make them feel comfortable about themselves. I feel like this is a spiritual union, or you are tapping more so in your spirituality, but this will bring on new beginnings. Also, something about you having self-compassion, because the world is not going to give it to you, especially the ones that are narcissists trying to get you to adapt to their ways so that way you could be accepted. It's like somebody wants you to turn away from who you truly are. Somebody wants you to feel bad about who you truly are so that way you can conform to everybody else's comfortability. Yeah. It could be a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. That is the head of this here. All right. I've always said that I feel like women are more insidious than men. I feel like men get direction from a woman, especially one that's cold, self-centered, manipulative, jealous. This says there's some sort of imbalance here that they have. Okay. You could have tried to maybe you've used your intuition to call out someone who is very materialistic, someone who is very jealous of your independence, your ability to remain balanced, your ability to be to communicate your feelings, okay? But yeah, this is somebody who is very jealous of you. And I feel like someone could have, tried to make it seem like you were smothering with your feelings, with whom you are. Somebody wanted you to come up as feeling like you were forceful in your energy here. It's just that someone doesn't know how to communicate. Yeah, you turned your back on someone here, or someone turned their back on you. I feel like this was a equal. I feel like it was a long time coming for you to walk away from this connection, this partnership, whatever this was with the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like somebody really wanted you to be in that energy here, collective. Like I said, you do not budge, you do not shift for anyone. And I'm not saying that you are a perfect person. I do feel like, maybe sometimes when it comes to feelings, people get very, very uncomfortable when expressing certain feelings, and you don't. Someone can feel like your feelings are overwhelming and smothering. Okay, that can be their feelings. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you're doing. Okay, if you're making someone uncomfortable, or I feel like here, collective, you're not receiving reciprocity. If someone is making you uncomfortable, you tell them, you're making me uncomfortable. I no longer want to engage in these type of conversations because they make me uncomfortable. Maybe speak about something else. I feel like you are a clear communicator, but you're around people who wear masks all day, people who cover and are afraid to confront others with their own feelings because they look at it as smothering. They look at it as negative, as toxic, as weird, as overwhelming, as all these other kind of things. So it's like somebody wanted you to come out as being very unstable in the reverse, but it's just a projection here. It's like they're running away from their own inner wisdom, their own self-reflection. You are a mirror to so many other people here, collective, and this is why you may experience a lot of mistreatment when dealing with other people. It may not be very graceful. Okay, it's always chaos and upheaval and sudden changes that happen. 1 second, guys. Okay, what's this Tower energy? Oh, let me clarify with another deck. Oh, we have a Knight of Cups. So there's something that you're working on, that you're taking action towards, something that you love doing. Slow and steady though. You're not going to probably see some sort of results for a while, but it's like keep on doing something and you will begin to see the results as they over time. Yo, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to stop this reading in a second because he's about to start getting real barky because there are people in the hallway. So I'm just going to go ahead and clarify each one of these cards and we're going to close out the reading. Okay, but just remember, you could be a top percenter, the 1%, or you are in the 99. Okay, place yourself where you belong. Okay, if you are a person who gets uncomfortable with people and you silent treatment them, you close them out without informing them about your uncomfortability, then that's on you. Then that means you are, still needing some time to heal certain wounds. Don't completely put it on the other person. You're also responsible for letting people know how you feel. Okay, don't put your feelings on other people, just like the 1% can't put their feelings onto you. So if you're someone who you get uncomfortable, you get bullyish to someone who is making you feel uncomfortable or whatever, because you want them to adapt to the way that you are, you want them to be a certain way and they're not doing it, and then you decide to partake in some sort of bullying tactic, then you're dead ass wrong. You might need to sit down with yourself a little bit longer if you think that you are a part of the 1%. The 1% are the ones who are banned, okay? The ones that are misunderstood. The ones that are normally projected on. The ones that are normally looked at and seen as being very toxic, okay? Those who are vulnerable. Those who follow their dreams. Those are the 1%ers. Not the ones who actually conform to every single thing that says you must do, okay? And I'm not talking about rule breakers like, you can just go do any old thing, like steal people's cars and rob banks and, traffic people. No, I'm not talking about them. Those are corrupt. Those are karmic 1%ers, okay? Those are karmics. They haven't found their light yet. But just because somebody doesn't want to be away at a workplace doesn't mean that they're bad. If they don't want to be a certain way in a relationship doesn't mean that they're bad. Maybe you just can't connect with them. Don't try to force somebody to be something that you want them to be just to make your life easier. Be okay with saying, you know what, this may not be working for me. This may not be working for you. We're constantly fighting. We're constantly bickering. We're constantly at war with one another. We find ourselves in these competitions with each other unspokenly, and it's not a good energy to be in. It's very toxic and it's very unhealthy. Why don't we just find the people who we need to be with and stop trying to force each other to be what we want each other to be? Period. We have generosity. I feel like you could be very generous to, people, okay? Maybe this is the reason why something was disrupted. Maybe because, you no longer needed to be generous to a certain community or a certain person here. I feel like somebody was going to continuously take whatever you had to offer them, even though they wasn't giving you the same, even though they had these ill feelings of you, even though they didn't truly accept you, even if they had that my way or the highway mentality. I feel like you were so generous that you would give your last. You would share your last in places that only wanted to cause you nothing but chaos. This had to be a truth that was revealed to you here, collective. You are giving in the wrong places or learning when to pull back your generosity from people who aren't accepting of you with the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, it wasn't equal energy exchange. It wasn't equal reciprocity. We have acceptance. You have acceptance, your full justice here. After heartbreak, invitation. There's a new invitation coming in after heartbreak, okay? That's just on period. You have to accept the fact that you may not be treated fairly, that you may not receive the justice that you deserve, that you may not find balanced, healthy love anytime soon. You had to accept the fact that, you are a 1%er. You had to accept the fact that you are the chosen one, because the chosen ones are isolated, okay? The chosen ones are not conforming. They're going to continue to stay in their authentic power. Not saying that you can't learn from each other, but if you're not receiving the same thing, if you're not being unbiased by other people and they're being biased towards you, then it's imbalance. So is you finding balance, acceptance within your own self? It says the future looks brighter as you release the past. Optimism overcomes despair. Is you recovering, forgiving yourself, forgiving others, being at peace? We have tradition. I told you with the Hierophant, it's something about you going against the conformity. You're following your inner truth, your inner compass here. It has been a challenge. Okay, you always found yourself in competitions or secret competitions that you never wanted to be a part of. You always found yourself, fighting for your own control because people were trying to control you, trying to get you to conform to certain societal norms and pressures and rules and regulations. Somebody wanted you to not be yourself. Somebody did not want you to be authentic. Okay, but you're very strong-willed. You are. And you protected your own authenticity, and it took a lot of courage here. This was not an easy task. It wasn't, because you may have wanted people to accept you throughout your time as you being yourself the way that you've accepted others, and you just finally realized, listen, it ain't working. It says structure and ritual can hold meaning, but only if they are aligned with your inner truth. It's not aligned with your inner truth. And this is why it becomes the way it does, a challenge. Religion, conformity. No. Okay, you may not be a very religious person. Okay, you may say that you're spiritual. You may just, you are in the middle. You're balanced. There's some things you do in the light, there's some things you do in the dark. It's like, it is what it is. You have to operate in both energy in order to maintain some sort of authenticity, not one or the other. You know how they say you got to pick a side? Not necessarily. Because if you pick a side, what would you learn? Okay, we have rewards coming out here, the Nine of Cups with the Hermit energy. So it's definitely something where you are practicing your self-care here. You're definitely receiving some sort of wish fulfillment. It says celebrate yourself and you in all you've achieved. Your desires are aligning with reality. Satisfaction, plenty, wish, and indulgence. And it's all because you followed your own inner wisdom, your own inner guidance. You didn't allow anybody to stray or sway you to become something you are not. You did not conform just for acceptance. You did not put on a black face and performed in a circus. You did not. You stayed to yourself. You moved to the side. You moved out the way if people were not, seeing who you truly are as a gift. Okay? It's like people wanted you to feel unfulfilled. Someone didn't want you to feel like a gift. Someone wanted you to feel like a burden, so that way you can conform, so that way you can shift, so that way you can give up on maybe even your wishes and your hopes and your dreams. It's like somebody felt like you needed to be controlled. It's like you going into Herman, it's like, oh, we won, and you're like, no, you didn't. Like, for them isolating you and causing you to remove yourself from out the situation, to them that shows weakness. For you, that shows strength, because you already know that you're not competing where you don't compare. If it doesn't fit you, you gone. Period. You're not trying to force anybody to be anything other than themselves, but these people are trying to force you to be everything other than what you are, because they see your rewards, your wish fulfillment. They see your inner guidance, your light. What's this Ace of Cups? Adventure. The Ace of Cups is adventure. So fiery energy, encouraged to find this forward momentum. Ride the wave of inspired action. Travel, motivated, confident, and energy. So it's something about travel. You find you found some sort of peace and solace when you travel. You are a very confident traveler. You listen to your spirit. You are open to new beginnings. You're very passionate to new beginnings here, and you're very open to new adventures. While you have other people in your energy that are stuck where they are, they make excuses as to why they need to be stuck. Oh, because it's stable, and it looks stable, and it's this, but in the inside they going fucking insane. In the inside they're jealous and they envious of you because you're able to step the fuck away and start your own thing and do your own thing and stand on your two and just do what you gotta do and be in your authenticity. Okay? Misery loves company, boo. Misery loves company. I never understand how with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, they have self-centered, and then they have self-care, and then they have financial independence. There's nothing wrong with self-care. There's nothing wrong with financial independence, unless you're going against the hierarchy that says that you should not care for self, because caring for self is selfish, right? And you shouldn't be fully financially independent, because then there's no space for your partner. Okay, so maybe you are the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, but you have certain qualities. Okay, you don't have the jealousy quality, you don't have the manipulation quality. Those people may say that you are manipulative because you express your feelings, because you go on adventures, because you continuously stay in your own authenticity. Okay, and so you have a thing where there's a lot of projection onto you, but there's also a lot of protection onto you here. Let's see. We have innocence. You're not doing anything wrong. You don't have no ill feelings towards anyone. No one. It says approach life with a sense of wonder. Stay open to imaginative insights and ideas, dreamer, artistry, and playfulness. Someone can feel like, you are childlike, and people don't have they look at children as burdens and smothering and always needing of affection and attention and approval, but that's not you. You just carry a innocence, and they can possibly say that this is manipulative, that this is not truly who you are. Is this something the way how you look at life? You understand the importance of financial independence. You understand the importance of your own self-care. But people would say that you only care about yourself because of some sort of way they have placed you to be naive. But that is not the case here. The Knight of Cups, excuse me. Bottom of the deck, we have our High Priestess. It says, trust your inner voice and gut feelings. The answers you seek can be found within. Higher power, mystery, and the sixth sense. I feel like whatever you're going to create, okay, is going to come from your inner purpose, your inner compass, your inner wisdom here. And it's going to have something to tie in with who you are as a 1%er, okay, as a chosen one. And people be having it all messed up because I hear all over the internet, I'm a chosen, I'm a chosen, I'm a chosen, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a this. But people don't really know what chosen really means, okay? It means to accept yourself in all ways, even when you are rejected by others. And we maintain your ability to be alone and self-reflect and continue to work on you, but not to conform to things that you don't fit your inner compass or your inner truth, okay? It's to stay strong in your own authenticity. Guys, this is your message. I hope that the message resonated. If you liked what the reading, I ask if you can please like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel. Until next time, namaste.